Hello everyone, Josh here for another draft. So we are looking fairly okay looking pack. Um, so a couple things to note here. We have Lifecrafter's Gift. Not really impressed by Deadeye Harpooner. Merchant's Dockhand is also kind of alright, but not great. Lifecraft Gift definitely kind of pushes us into trying to consider a green-white deck, which I haven't really had a chance to draft yet. Aether Chaser is a common I really like. There is Shock. I'm definitely considering picking up Shock. But we also have Thopter Arrest, and Thopter Arrest is really a good unconditional removal spell. I think I'm definitely leaning in that direction. As much as I'd like to build a synergy deck, just having access to just really high quality removal I think is very important. So I think the removal definitely wins out here. Shock being a good second piece of removal, but not the best. So here we have Vengeful Rebel. This is so we have Vengeful Rebel. We also have Prey Upon. Prey Upon kind of looks at pushing us into like maybe more of a green-white shell. But the Vengeful Rebel I think is very interesting. It itself serves as removal if you can utilize Revolt. If you can find ways of doing that. And black definitely can have ways of doing that, especially if you grab the 3-mana 2-drop where you can sacrifice an artifact or a creature for a +1/+1 counter. So I think this card is I'd be willing to pick this up and see where we can go with it. Dominant Creativity, it's not where we really want to be. We have another Prey Upon. This is going pretty late. Some red cards, Mobile Garrison is an option, but I think definitely Renegade Map. Picking Thopteress and Vengeful are both good cards, and I think they are both pretty splashable, especially with Renegade Map, because you can keep the map out until you have a card that you either can't cast or you need to trigger, and it allows us to really kind of fully use these picks if we want to. So I think we take the map here. I don't really know how many maps I would want. I've definitely heard people say that, ooh, I've definitely heard people say that having 2 maps means you can knock off 2 lands and go to 15. I don't really know how much I believe that. Planar Bridge. Search your library for a permanent card, put it onto the battlefield, and shuffle your library. This would be almost interesting to pick, but I don't really think we have cards that I don't really know of cards that really capitalize on doing that. If you can get this, this really seems kind of a little more, it seems like a win more situation. Outside of that, maybe pick up like a servo mechanic, or actually maybe the Cogworkers Assembler. It's colorless, we can put it in, it works well in a variety of different strategies. So here's an interesting option. If we wanted to stay, here's another Shock. If we want to stay in black-white and really push that angle, Hidden Stockpiles actually works really well for us. It provides its own. We can use it to sacrifice, pay 1, sacrifice a creature, kind of counters out its removal. Just kind of free roll triggers Revolt, which would be a very interesting pickup, and really make use of things like the Vengeful Rebel. Maybe the Aeronauts are more playable at that point. Countless Gears is good. The Inspiring Statuary seems interesting, but I don't think it's really where we want to be. The only other thing I'd pick up here is maybe the Countless Gear Renegade, maybe the Bastion Enforcer. Definitely trying to get some more of those early game plays. Alright, I'm not as impressed with Ironclad Revolutionary. It's a 6/6 that doesn't have trample, and it drains, and it's conditional. So if it had trample, I'd feel a lot better about it, but it doesn't. I think the Foundry Hornet is a good pickup here if we can get some more things with counters, or the give counters. I think this is really at home in the green-black deck, but I think it also can fit well here. Aether Inspector is alright, but it's not a huge playable. I almost wonder about picking the Automaton. This is an early pickup, just a 2-drop that can be kind of defensive. But I think we take the Foundry Hornet here. This is a toughie. I like aerial modification. I think that it can really just push through a lot of damage all of a sudden, just making a big flyer and just going for it. Defiant Salvager really fits into what we want to be doing. Picking up some artifacts. It actually works very well with the hidden stockpile. Every turn we can sacrifice a creature, trigger Revolt, and just get bigger and bigger and bigger. So I think I'm going to take up the aerial modification and hope we can just pick up more Defiant Salvagers on the way. I think here I think I'm going to take up the Alley Evasion. I think this technically goes higher than the Implement of Malice, and it works well with triggering Revolt multiple times in some cases. We are going to have to start focusing on creatures. If this was a 2-drop creature fitting our strategy, I would definitely take the Implement of Malice, but I think at this point I'll take Alley Evasion. Let's see where we can go. Defiant Salvager, exactly what we want. So I think this is our original pack. Yes, so the Defiant Salvager is still in here, which is, I think, good for us. Weirdly, the Lifecraft gift is here. I wonder if that's just not a high pickup unless you have like a lot of things with counters, which I really didn't see a lot of things with counters floating around. I think the Augmented Automaton isn't a bad pickup, but the Defiant Salvager is definitely what we want here. And in this case, alright, so another Alley Evasion, re-trigger different. We only have one Revolt trigger right now. It's at one Revolt trigger. I think the Automaton works well with us, depending on what other things we can pick up, and creativity, because 4th Bridge Prowler can take all over the place. So here, I think maybe we could pick up the Augmented Automaton again, which would align us up for trying to pick up like maybe a Fen Crawler, which I would like. I think the Night Market Aeronauts just, yeah, so people don't want them. We're able to pick them up pretty easily. I think that they are kind of overrated, but with the hidden stockpile, we definitely have the option of, this is we've just two drafts in a row picked up Herald of Anguish. I think this is really solid pickup for us. In the previous one, we had to pitch a whole bunch of different 3 green cards and 2 blue cards, so we were still waffling to pick up the Herald. But this just fits perfectly with what we're doing. This is pack 1. Maybe we can pick up a couple other sweet removal spells on later packs. I'm really excited about seeing this. In our other draft, we definitely our curve started at 3, and we had a lot of artifacts and minor spells we could play at turn 2, and our creatures came down at 3. So I think we should definitely try to prioritize bringing in some 2-drops. That being said, this is a very close call here. Saram's Expertise is really good for us because this on turn 4 basically powers out the Herald of Anguish. But Daring Demolitions is a very good removal spell that could really kind of keep us in the game. I'm actually very surprised that Saram's is still in here. I guess someone picked another card. They didn't pick either there was a really good foil in here, or they picked a common, which isn't surprising. But a black and a red card are still floating around. Maybe I don't think the Daring Demolitions will come back, but I think we definitely want to pick up Saram's here. So here, there's this card. This is very filled with blue cards. Aether Shield, Aether Swooper is very good. I think the Aegis Automaton is perfect for us. The Welder Automaton would definitely fit in a more aggressive strategy. This 2-drop is definitely what we want. Technically, its abilities and colors, it could allow us to bounce things like the Vengeful Rebel. It just fits in with a lot of the artifacts that we're going to need to maybe pair it up with the Herald of Anguish. So here we have a choice. Malphus Revolutionary is very, very good, but not what we want. Mobile Garrison is not bad. I think the decision is between trying to grab a Fen Crawler or the Defiant Salvager. I think we want the Fen Crawler, simply because we have a lot of early artifacts. Another Defiant Salvager would be good, but I think the Fen Crawlers are going to get picked up a lot faster than the Defiant Salvagers. So this might wheel. I think we're only I think we're only like 3 picks in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 3. This is the 4th pick. I think I want the Fen Crawler here, and hopefully get our Defiant Salvager along the way. So in terms of early cards we want, we could pick up another Augmenting Automaton. We could also pick up the Universal Solvent, just as a late game possible removal spell. I like picking up the Automaton more, just because even though it can die, we will hopefully have the ability to pump it. It might reward us to gain another Fen Crawler. We could even try to use it to trade to trigger. I see it being more useful than the Universal Solvent over the course of a game. There is something to be said about maybe picking up the Foundry Assembler, but I think I'd rather have the Automaton here. There's another Defiant Salvager. I think I'm not as concerned about our 2-drop slot, because we just have a huge amount of 1-drops. Implement of Malice would also be nice. I wouldn't oppose that, but the Defiant Salvager is good. I think we might have wheeled back around to our original pack. I think. So we have an interesting decision here. I think our options really kind of lie. I don't really like Death Dismissal. I think it's very situational. I don't think it allows us to kill things we want to kill. Perilous Predicament is interesting, as it makes us then sacrifice 2 things. I don't know if it's really going to be as good as I ever want it to be. It's really a question between Aegis Automaton or Conviction, which I think I'd like to try out Conviction. Oh, we haven't. No, we haven't gone through this yet. So maybe we'll pick up another Aegis Automaton. Call for Unity. How is this still in the pack? Beginning of your end step, if a permanent you control left the battlefield this turn, put a Unity counter on Call for Unity. Creatures you control get +1/+1 for each counter on Call of Unity. This is ridiculous. We have at least one way of free rolling, and the Defiant Salvager Sacrifice. If we can get this on the battlefield and it's unmolested, like, we're just going to run away. So there's another Conviction. I don't think I want 2. I don't think I want the Reservoir Walker. I think Resourceful Return is what we're going to end up taking here, as it basically is going to be return a creature, draw a card. I think at this point I'd rather have a Night Market card than another Automaton. We have a lot of early drops. Having something that double blocks and can also turn around and be aggressive is nice. I think here we take the Foundry Assembler. Once again, we're able to power it out really fast, and the solvent is kind of lackluster. Boom. Defiant Salvager number 3. This is very, very good for us. I'm very glad we get that Fen Hauler. Salvager wheeled around. I don't know if we'll end up playing. There's a solvent. Yeah, we basically, I think we're drafting here correctly. I think we're getting a lot of things we wanted. We're definitely very much in black. So it'll be interesting what things we... Dovin Bond. So do we splash blue for a Planeswalker? Or do we take the Fairgrounds Warden as removal? I think we take Dovin Bond and we just splash blue. We have a Renegade map. Maybe we can pick up a Prophetic Prism. The Fairground Wardens is good, but if we can get enough of just a little defense going on, being able to just lock down really until we can get Herald of Anguish out just really bumps up our win percentage. So this really elevates our desire to get a Prophetic Prism in one of these packs. Yeah, you know, the whole reason we pack 1, pick 2, picked Renegade map was we're like, hey, we have a black card and a white card. If things don't work out here, we would like to be able to have some flexibility. Ooh, Gonti. That is really tasty, especially with things like Alley Evasion. Definitely a strong pickup. Definitely going in here. Yeah, we're getting some really sweet things here. Might even just not have to get... Maybe we can get some good 2-drops in, but I think we have a lot of good early stuff. We can force out our Herald and our Fen'Crawler. Maybe curve into Dovin and Gonti. So yeah, so I really would like to prioritize getting the 2-mana Fixer Rock. That would be really, really nice. Maybe we can swap out this Cogwork Assembler for maybe like a 2/3. And at this point, I might even consider getting rid of the aerial modification. Although the aerial modification on any one of our Defiant Salvagers is really kind of ridiculous. Alright, so what do we have here? Whenever 1 or more +1/+1 counters are placed on a permanent you may control, you may pay 1. If you do, create a... Wow. That is ridiculous. So we can sacrifice anything, put our Defiant Salvager, pay 1, get a yeah, okay, snap, pick this up. So this just allows us to just free roll with any of our Defiant Salvagers, just boost it as high as we want. Wow, that is really nice. I'm actually trying to figure out, okay, Aether Inspector, goodbye. Maybe we pull out some of these automatons. Maybe we can shore up with some more 2-drops. But this is actually looking to be really tasty here. I'm trying to think if we have any other things that get counters on. Midnight Oil. So at a certain point, I just end up being greedy. If we pick up Midnight Oil, I think we might be getting a little greedy. But on the flip side, we only have a couple cards that are really expensive. Everything's actually really, really cheap. The Fretwork Colony is interesting because we ping for a life. I don't think we have any ways of gaining life outside of... I don't think we have any ways of gaining life. But Midnight Oil could just push us over the top. Fretwork Colony is nice. Try Midnight Oil. Right here, Eager Construct is fine. It's an artifact. 2-drop. It's in what we want to do. I'll take the Bug simply because I think the Metalspur Puzzle Knot is nice for drawing extra cards, but since we have Midnight Oil, it's kind of a nombo. And we want something that will offset some of the life loss we're gonna see from like Midnight Oil. I'm getting all these weird little pings. Midnight Burger gives a +1/+1 counter, self-assembler. I don't think we have any other self-assembly units. We do technically have 1. Yeah, the Foundry Assembler. I'm going to take Lawless Broker just because I can double And sacrifice it and double, put one on Defiant Salvager. Malphus Squad versus Metal Spinner's Puzzle Knot. Another early artifact. I think we'll take the Malphus Squad as it creates 2 creatures for us. Well, early draw might end up picking up more for us. Let's go with the creatures. Operative, Death Touch, artifacts, no brainer. I might miss having those. Oh, Fretworth came back. And then let's take the glass borders just in case. Another Fretwork. We can end up being really aggressive here actually without ever needing the Midnight Oil. So let's see. I just stopped pulling things out because I just whatever. So the Fretwork colonies, well, they can't block. So we're going to need some things that actually block. So we have ways of just sacrificing if we're ever just going to die to them, which is important. We didn't get the Mana Rock, which would have been nice, but I think the Dovin Bond still fits in as a 1/of blue. We don't have a lot of, well, let's see, let's separate. So Saram's expertise hits any one of our guys down here. So I think maybe we definitely take out the Cogwork Assembler. Oh, it's another one you can grab. That's actually kind of funny. Because at 7 we can start copying artifacts. Unless they have a really good artifact, I don't think that's really going to make or break us. And we have these 3 automatons that we probably want to start shaving. Fretworth colonies are very aggressive. I think we could definitely put them in a more aggressive build if we need to be more aggressive. So I think 17 creatures is a lot. Renegade map counts as a land, so technically we can be at 24. So I think I'm willing to take out the aerial modification. Animation module is just really too good. Actually, technically, animation module works with the Fretworth colonies. So we could take out the automatons, put in the Fretworth colonies, and just kind of go ham. And then maybe if the animation module comes to start churning out guys. I think with that logic, maybe we take out the conviction or resourceful return. Run with something like this. We have the pump spell. We have the ability to sack a number of things. We have a decent amount of early stuff that can hold the ground with Herald to finish the game and a Fen Hauler. We can get a Dovin Bond to just start picking up cards and running with them. I actually really like this. I think I like the idea of the augmenting automatons, but with the animation, the potential of animation module, we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different ways of creating counters. Hornet goes well with the counters. We'll have a whole bunch of artifacts to sacrifice to put on our Defiant Salvagers. All these things will get bigger with Call to Unity. I think I'm willing to sacrifice these guys to make that happen. So technically I think I want to pull one thing out of here. I'm just trying to think of what I want to get rid of. Maybe I get rid of the Aegis Automaton. So bouncing something to my hand means bouncing maybe the Hornet Foundry, maybe bouncing the, I don't know what I would really bounce, maybe the Eager Construct back to my hand. I'm going to take that out, put in the map, call it a day. Up one on something like that. a lot of 4-drops, 5-droppers are called Unity. We can be more aggressive that way. The Midnight Oil just churns us through our deck. Dovin Bond helps keep us alive, as does the Pillow Bug. And then we end up just finding Anguish and just pumping that guy out. Now the things that hurt us are hitting 2 lands off of the Midnight Oil, but you know, in reality, there's a lot of good things we can do. So Ram's Expertise is nice because early on it allows us to play any one of our early drops, which is good. Like Ceram's Expertise into Salvager is just like really, really good. So let's save this deck. So the things we took out: Conviction. Conviction may allow us to force things more with the Defiant Salvager, but I feel like it's better on a flyer. Our removal is a little limited here, so what's our removal? The Thopter Rest, the Vengeful Rebel, and the Foundry Hornet. Otherwise, we're really just kind of balls to the wall, just pushing in. And we're kind of removal light, which I think I'm fine with. If we were running more artifacts to try to pump that Herald, I think I'd definitely throw in the Augmenting Automatons, because as it stands, these Fretwork colonies are really going to push some damage through, I think, and it's just going to be hang on, try to stay alive. So, alright, we'll see you guys in match 1.